Yeah, so the Detroit Lions, I think, might have found a future stud here. And I know going into the draft, there was two positions on the interior that I really hoped the Detroit Lions would address. And through three rounds, they didn't touch either one of them. Or through 2.5 rounds, I guess it would be. And that was defensive tackle and offensive guard. And so you start wondering to yourself, okay, when are these things going to happen? And then all of a sudden, with the 152nd pick in the fifth round, they select offensive lineman Colby Sorsdal out of William and Mary. Now, this is very interesting because William and Mary is not a big school. They do not play amazing competition. But this is a guy that has a ridiculous resume, and it earned him a trip to the Senior Bowl where he moved in and played guard, I believe, and did it well. And we'll talk about what Brad Holmes had to say about that later in this video. But first, I want to give you a little background of this guy. So, when you hear he played a lot of football, I mean a lot of football. He was by far the best offensive lineman on a William and Mary team last season that gave up an entire 0.77 sacks per game. They gave up less than one sack per game. That's nuts. He has played 1,866 snaps, over 46 starts at right tackle. He has been playing for 4 years straight. All right. But then you have a possible move to guard in his future. And I'm telling you right now, dude is a guard. He's 6 foot and a half an inch. He's 304 pounds. His bench press reps leave some things to be desired. So he's a guy that maybe will benefit from an NFL workout and conditioning routine. There's no doubt about that. He did have a very interesting 40-yard dash. He got out of the gates really slow, but his 20-yard split was near elite. And then his 40-yard dash was back toward just good. So it's like he started slow, was really fast in the middle, and then slowed down toward the end. Really unique stuff. Really big broad jump. And a pretty good shuttle and three cone. So it tells you that there is some movement in those legs possible, as the opportunity to possibly be a pulling guard and things like that. But let's look at what Brad Holmes actually had to say about this guy, Colby Sorsdal. He said he dominated his level of competition. Okay. You have to dominate that level of competition in order to even be considered. All right. And then he said, well, what is he like playing another position at the East West game? Those things bode well. A guy that played right tackle and played it well, but let's see how he plays at guard at some better competition. He did a good job. So, in other words, he went to the East West game, he held his own plus some. So now all of a sudden you're saying, oh, okay, maybe, as he switches positions, still plays it well. And when I watched film on him, there's not a lot. It's mostly highlights, let's be honest. So you're only getting him at his best. What I saw, there was one time I definitely saw him got beat on a double move, but he recovered well. He had quick enough feet to recover well on a pass rush move, but he was just destroying people in the run blocking game. He understood how to gain leverage, and then he used that to his advantage. He would get people turned one way and he would just run them out of the play entirely. The guy had some serious skill doing that. And what's fun is that his senior year performance earned him an invitation to this all-star game. And there is where he first met with the Lions. They'd follow up with him at his pro day, also met with him virtually, and that would further the relationship. But after that, after the selection, people started feverishly searching for more. I need to know more. I need to know more. I need to know more. And there were some people that really had some good stuff. On Pride of Detroit, they compiled some of them. Duke Manyweather said at Lions just got the sleeper of the draft. He's not the only analyst expressing excitement. Eric Galko, Lions fans, you've gotten an experienced, versatile O-line in Colby Sorsdal. Man, oh man, those two really, really liked him. Colby Sorsdal, he got an East-West Shrine Bowl. Congratulations. It's fun when you see these guys do it. And the last one was Brian Baldy, crazy finger Baldy. And he said he dominated his level of competition, physically dominated people. That's what you want to see. He's got size, he's got good movement, and he throws guys off the screen. And then you watch him, and it's kind of what you want. You want a guy who has a little bit of goon in him, just never ever hear the whistle. Like, you go and you finish. But that's what you want to see from him. I believe he is a day 3 draft pick that can end up starting at guard or tackle for you. I mean, you've got to get these kinds of guys. You've got to find them. Well, Baldy, Brad Holmes found him. And I think this could be the answer, because I think a lot of us are wondering what the future at guard looks like. Do we hand Jonah Jackson a bag and give him a ton of money? What do we do on the other side if we do hand him a bunch of money? Do we go with Vaitai hoping his back gets healthy? Is Glasgow the answer for another couple years? These are all part-time solutions. Not Jackson. That could be a long-time solution. There's another guard position that's going to need attention in the future. And could this be a guy that in a couple of years is ready to start at the NFL at guard? He doesn't have to be phenomenal. He doesn't have to be this dominant guard or anything like that. All he has to be, all he's got to be, is good enough to play in between Ragnow and Sewell. Or Ragnow and Decker. I don't think he's a tackle at the next level. I think in a pinch, you could absolutely play him at tackle. In a pinch, right? In a pinch, he might even be an improvement at some point to be your swing, not just your swing tackle, but your 6th offensive lineman, swing tackle. So maybe, I don't know. He played right tackle in college. So it's just a very interesting thing to me. I think he's a guy that could have an absolute future. He has the measurables and the physical skill set to be successful, not dominant, but successful. And he has shown that he is willing to excel in every level that he plays at. And now that you do the testing and you see that he's physically capable to hang with the big boys in the NFL, you have to wonder how long it's going to take him to figure it out and start getting the better of competition at the NFL level as well. I think it's a really good pickup, and I'm glad the Lions addressed it because I think it's an area of need, and I'm glad we took a guy who is a good tackle and we can move him to guard. All right, if you don't have a membership yet, hey, think about being a member of the channel. Joining gives you special perks and privileges. You can see what those are under our membership tab. And then leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about Colby. Let me know what you think about Colby, and if you think he is a future starter, if he's just a good backup piece, or if he's a guy that won't even make the team. Like, let me know what you think of him, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.